बच्चों, कैसे हैं आप सभी? आई होप आप सभी बहुत अच्छे से होंगे। क्लास की शुरुआत करते हैं। चैप्टर है हमारा पार्लियामेंट एंड मेकिंग ऑफ लॉज। स्नीक पीक इंडियन पार्लियामेंट, राज्यसभा जिसके अंदर है मैक्सिमम मेंबरशिप 250, टेन्योर 6 इयर्स, प्रिसाइडिंग ऑफिसर्स वाइस प्रेसिडेंट, डिप्यूटी चेयरपर्सन। फिर आता है बिकेमरल लेजिस्लेचर जिसमें फंक्शंस ऑफ पार्लियामेंट, पासिंग बिल्स, टाइप्स ऑफ बिल्स, मनी बिल्स, ऑर्डिनरी बिल्स, लॉ मेकिंग, फर्स्ट रीडिंग, सेकेंड रीडिंग, थर्ड रीडिंग, कंट्रोल ओवर काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स, क्वेश्चन आवर, 0 आवर एंड नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन। फिर आता है अमेंडमेंट्स टू द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। फिर आता है चेंजिंग कंट्रोवर्शियल लॉज। लोकसभा मैक्सिमम मेंबरशिप 552, टेन्योर 5 इयर्स, प्रेसिडिंग ऑफिसर स्पीकर, डिप्यूटी स्पीकर। अब आते हैं प्रिल्यूड हाइलाइट्स ऑफ द चैप्टर पर। इंडियन पार्लियामेंट, द पावर ऑफ द इंडियन पार्लियामेंट, द कॉम्पोजिशन ऑफ पार्लियामेंट ऑफ इंडिया, द कॉम्पोजिशन ऑफ लोकसभा एंड राज्यसभा, द फंक्शंस ऑफ पार्लियामेंट। आवर कंट्री हैज अ लॉन्ग history of monarchy and people were under the rule of different dynasties and rulers in the ancient and medieval times. Under British rule, the status of the people of India was neither that of subjects nor of citizens. Today, we have the power to elect our representatives who form the government and rule on our behalf. In this, people have the power and they have exercised this power through elected representatives. बच्चों, जब ब्रिटिशर्स थे हमारी कंट्री पे, जब वो रूल कर रहे थे तो हमारे हाथ में यानी इंडियंस के हाथ में कोई पावर्स नहीं थी, कोई रूल्स, कोई रेगुलेशंस नहीं थे। ये सारे के सारे रूल्स और रेगुलेशंस एक ब्रिटिशर्स जो होते थे, जो ब्रिटिशर्स आए थे वो हमसे फॉलो कराते थे और रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन सारे उनके होते थे। लेकिन जब से इंडिया इंडिपेंडेंस हो गया, जब से स्वतंत्र हो गया जब भारत, उसके बाद में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बनाया गया, जैसे कि प्रीवियस चैप्टर में हमने उन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के बारे में पढ़ा, और उसके बाद अपने लॉज रूल्स सभी होने लग गए थे। अंडर द ब्रिटिश ओनली सम पीपल वर अलाउड टू वोट एंड यूनिवर्सल एडल्ट फ्रेंचाइज हु granted to the people of India only after independence. The absence of rights and freedom under British rule had made it clear to the people that they did not want a similar administrator in independent India. The national movement thus played a key role in preparing the people for their future role as citizens. After gaining independence, the constitution granted a representative democratic setup in India. While election and not selection. Elections involve the choice of a large majority of people and accommodate different communities that make up the population of our country. It is in the larger interest of the society. Selection involves the opinions of only a few people and can go against the wishes of a large number of people and favors only a few. A government formed by the consent and approval of people is more likely to enjoy their support. People show their approval through electing representatives. These representatives also work well as they know that they carry the aspirations, faith and confidence people have shown in them. Parliament of India. The Parliament of India is the supreme legislative body of the people of India. It is a bicameral legislature with 2 houses. The Rajya Sabha, Council of States, and the Lok Sabha, House of the People. The members of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha are called members of Parliament, that is MPs. The Parliament holds its sessions at Sansad Bhavan or Parliament houses in New Delhi. लोक सभा के बारे में जान लेते हैं। लोकसभा इज कंपोज्ड ऑफ रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स ऑफ पीपल चूजन बाय डायरेक्ट इलेक्शन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ अडल्ट सरफेस। बच्चों, लोकसभा में वो मेंबर्स, वो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स होते हैं जो लोगों द्वारा डायरेक्टली चुने जाते हैं इलेक्शन के थ्रू। द मैक्सिमम स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द हाउस एज प्रिस्क्राइब्ड बाय द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज 552. इट इंक्लूड्स अप टू 530 मेंबर्स टू रिप्रेजेंट द स्टेट्स, up to 20 members to represent the union territories, and not more than 2 movements of the members of the Anglo-Indian community to be nominated by the President of India if in his or her opinion that community is not adequately represented in the house. The total elective members is distributed among the state in such a way that the ratio between the number of seats allocated to each state and the population of the state is so far as practicable the same for all the states. Elections to the Lok Sabha. For the purpose of elections, the country is divided into several constituencies. The constituencies are created on the basis of population. Any number of candidates can stand for elections from a constituency. The candidates can either be affiliated to different political parties or contest elections as independent candidates. The candidates who get the maximum number of votes is declared as a member of parliament from that particular constituency. All citizens above the age of 18 years are eligible to cast their vote. बच्चों, इंडिया में जितने भी सिटीजन्स हैं, अगर वो 18 साल या 18 साल साल से ऊपर के हैं तो उन्हें वोट देने का पूर्ण अधिकार है। Voting is done by secret ballot. This ensures that only the voter knows from whom he has voted. बच्चों, वोटिंग जो होता है वो सीक्रेट बैलेट में होता है। वोट करने वाले को ही केवल पता होता है कि उसने वोट किसको किया है। The party which gets an absolute majority, that is more than half the seats in parliament, is invited by the President of India to form the government. Since the current membership of the Lok Sabha is 545, a political party has to have at least half the number of members, that is 273 members or more, to be invited by the president. If no party gets a majority, like-minded parties who are willing to negotiate many form a coalition government. Other political parties who oppose the majority or coalition from the opposition. Research junction, why it is necessary to hold election to the Lok Sabha every 5 years? हर 5 साल बाद लोकसभा में इलेक्शन करने की क्या ज़रूरत है? बच्चों, इसकी प्रैक्टिस आप खुद से कीजिएगा, पता लगाइए इसके बारे में। नॉलेज जंक्शन पर आते हैं। द एनवायरमेंट प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट 1986 वाज एनेक्टेड बाय द पार्लियामेंट टू प्रोटेक्ट द एनवायरमेंट, वेयर एनवायरमेंट इंक्लूडेड लैंड, वाटर, air, human beings and nature in all its diversity. Grasp and gain. The Parliament of India is the supreme law-making body of the country. The old Parliament building was a beautiful and imposing building designated by Sir Edwin Lutyens and Sir Herbert Baker. The stately red sandstone structure includes many characteristic features of Mughal architecture and draws from the rich element of India architectural style. The new Parliament building, Central Vista, is built to modernize and to accommodate the demands of the changing terms. Terms of the Lok Sabha. The normal term of the Lok Sabha is 5 years. When its term ends, after every 5 years, the fresh elections are held. However, in case of national emergency, the tenure of the Lok Sabha may be extended by the Parliament for long period of 1 year. It will not extend in any case beyond a period of 6 months after the President proclamation of national emergency has ceased to operate. अब आते हैं क्वालिफिकेशंस पर। A person who stand for election to the Lok Sabha should be an Indian citizen and must have completed 25 years of age. He or she should not be bankrupt or mentally unstable and should not hold any salaried government job. Sessions of the Lok Sabha. Generally, the Lok Sabha has 3 sessions in a year, namely the budget session, February to May, the monsoon season, July to August, the winter season, November to December. The Speaker is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. Usually, he or she belongs to the ruling party. The Speaker is elected from among the members of the Lok Sabha. She or he is expected to remain impartial during the proceedings of the House. She or he is the principal spokesperson of the House. Role of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker. The Speaker presides over the Lok Sabha and maintains discipline in the Lok Sabha. The Speaker certifies money bills. She or he may cast her or his vote to resolve the deadlock of there is a tie after voting and allows member to ask questions. The Deputy Speaker. The Lok Sabha also elects a Deputy Speaker who presides over the House in the absence of the Speaker. He or she usually belongs to the leading opposition party. Research junction. Search and explore why is the Rajya Sabha called the upper house of the parliament? बच्चों, सर्च कीजिए और एक्सप्लोर कीजिए कि राज्यसभा को अपर हाउस ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट क्यों कहा जाता है। इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा। नॉलेज जंक्शन पर आते हैं। The Lok Bill was first introduced in Parliament in 1968. It has a long history and underwent many twists and turns on its journey. The bill sought out to establish a strong anti-corruption institution called the Jan Lokpal or the Ombudsman. In 2011, a mass movement known as India Against Corruption was launched under the leadership of Anna Hazare. Grasp and gain. Triple Talaq Bill created controversy in the country. Some groups oppose the bill. Why do you think such bills create controversy? बच्चों, 3 तलाक बिल ने पूरे कंट्री में कंट्रोवर्सी कर दी थी। कुछ ग्रुप्स ने इस बिल के लिए अपोज भी किया था। लेकिन आपको क्यों लगता है कि इस बिल के चलते इतनी कंट्रोवर्सी हुई? इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा। आते हैं राज्यसभा पर। राज्यसभा इज नोन एज द अपर हाउस ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट. इट इज द काउंसिल ऑफ स्टेट्स. It consists of more than 250 members. Members are selected indirectly by the members of the state assemblies and union territories. 12 members are nominated by the President of India from amongst persons having special knowledge or practical experience in respect such matters as literature, science, art or social service. The Rajya Sabha is a permanent body and is not subject to dissolutions. 1/3 of its members retire every 2 years and are replaced by newly elected members. The term of an individual number of the Rajya Sabha is 6 years. The Rajya Sabha at present consists of 245 members. 233 represent the states and union territories and 12 are nominated members. Qualifications. To be a member of the Rajya Sabha, a person has to be an Indian citizen, should have completed 30 years of age, should neither be bankrupt nor be of unsound mind, should not hold any salaried government job. अब आते हैं प्रिसाइडिंग ऑफिसर पर. द वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया प्रिसाइड्स ओवर द राज्य सभा. शी और ही इज द एक्स ऑफिशियो चेयरपर्सन और she or he gets this post only by virtue of being the vice president. The members of Rajya Sabha elect the deputy chairperson from among themselves. The functions of the parliament. It is mandatory that parliament should function for at least 2 sessions in a year. The gap between the 2 sessions should not exceed a period of 6 months. It is the president of India who summons and closes each sessions. Passing bills. The most important work of parliament is to pass bills. There are 2 categories of bills, ordinary bills and money bills. सबसे पहले ऑर्डिनरी बिल्स के बारे में जान लेते हैं. एन ऑर्डिनरी बिल्स इज अ बिल दैट कैन बी प्रेजेंटेड फॉर डिस्कशन इन ईदर द लोकसभा और द राज्यसभा बाय अ मिनिस्टर और अ प्राइवेट मेंबर. एनी मेंबर ईदर ऑफ द रूलिंग पार्टी और द ऑपोजिशन में इंट्रोड्यूस एन ऑर्डिनरी बिल. वंस द बिल इज पास्ड इन वन हाउस आफ्टर 3 readings it goes to the other house. The second house, in case it disagrees with or wants changes in the bill, may send it back to the house where it originated. But if the house of the origin refuses to make any alteration up to a period of 6 months, a deadlock is created. In this case, the President of India will call for a joint session of both the houses, which will be presided over by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. After the discussion, if the bill is voted by the majority of the members present, the bill is deemed to be passed by both the houses. If then goes to the President of India, if he or she signs the bill, it becomes a law. The presidents can send the bill back with suggestions, but if Parliament returns the bill with or without the suggested changes, the President has to sign it, make it a law. This law is then called an act. Money bills. A bill that exclusively contains provisions on financial matters of the government such as taxes, known as money bill. The money bill can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha and only by the ruling party. The Speaker of the Lok Sabha has to clarify it is a money bill. After 3 readings in the Lok Sabha, the bill is sent to the Rajya Sabha. It has to pass the bill with or without suggestions within 14 days. Otherwise, the Lok Sabha will assume the bill is passed. The Rajya Sabha can only make discussions. The Lok Sabha may accept or reject. In case of money bill, the Lok Sabha is more powerful. The President, on receiving the money bill, will sign to make it a law, which becomes an act subsequently. Steps involved in law making process. First reading. The Minister of the concerned department or ministry or members of the Parliament present the bill and briefly explains it while presenting it. This is called first reading. Second reading. There are 2 stages of second reading. In the first stage, the objectives of the proposed bill are discussed and members in the House express their opinions on it. The supporters of the bill give favorable opinions, while the opponents discuss the defeats and faults in the bill. After the discussion within the House, as per the requirement, the bill is sent to committee of the House. The committee report consisting of the instructions and recommendations is sent to the House in order to make the bill flawless. Now, the second phase of the second reading begins. In this phase, the bill is discussed clause by clause. Members can suggest changes. After this, voting is taken in the House. अब आता है third reading. The bill is discussed briefly again during the third reading. Voting is taken for approving the bill. If the bill gets an assent by the required majority, then the bill is considered as passed by the House. The bill undergoes the same procedure even in the other House. After getting an approval by both the Houses, the bill is further sent for assent by the President. If there occurs a difference of opinion between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha over a specific bill, the future of this bill is decided in a joint meeting of both the houses. After the final assent and signature of the President, the bill is converted into a law and law is made. Control over Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers are drawn from the Parliament. The Parliament exercises control over them. There are multiple ways, some of which are given below. through which this control can be exercised. It is the responsibility of the Parliament to see that the Council of Ministers does not disagreed it and under it and functions and its supervisions. Question R. During parliamentary sessions, the proceedings of the House begin the question made by the members of the House. The concerned ministers are supposed to give satisfactory answers to those questions. The question R is one of the most effective ways of keeping a check over the Council of Ministers. During the question R, members question the government on various issues. Sometimes when a member is not satisfied with the answer of the minister, argument take place. Occasionally, member walks out of the House or enter into the well of the House and shout slogans to record their protest. फिर आता है 0R. During the parliamentary sessions, the period around 12 noon is called 0R. During this period, any question of public importance can be raised and discussed. No confidence motion. This is one of the most effective ways to keep a check on the Council of Ministers. The government stays in power till enjoys the support of majority in Lok Sabha. If the members of parliament withdraw the support, it may lead to loss of majority and the government cannot stay in power. The members of the House can move a no confidence motion by simply expressing we do not have confidence in the movement. If the motion is passed with majority support, then the Council of Ministers has to resign. Amendments to the Constitution. The Parliament decides whether to make any amendment to the Indian Constitution. The Constitution Amendment Bill is considered to be an important bill. The Parliament discusses why the amendment is required and decides whether to accept it or not. The Constitution mentions various ways of amending the Constitution. They are as follows. Few provisions in the Indian Constitution are amended by simple majority of the Parliament. Some provisions require special majority, 2/3 of the Parliament. Few other provisions are amended by special majority plus consent from more than half of the constituent states. Changing the controversial laws. A controversial law is a law that the general public find unacceptable even after the Parliament has passed it. Such a law arouses controversy as the people may feel that although the law may be constitutional, that is in conformity with the Constitution, the idea behind it is unfair and harmful to a particular section of society. The people can bring it to the notice of Parliament and can put pressure on Parliament to change it. They can do this by writing about it in the newspaper, reporting it to the TV news channels, holding public meetings, writing about it to the concerned ministry, and finally approaching the judiciary, which has the power to modify the law. The bills such as the bill on regularization of unauthorized colonies, the bill on removing industries from residential areas, use of helmet by the riders of two wheelers, etc. In each of these cases, Parliament passed a law and a group of people who do not like the law came out to oppose the law by adopting various methods like protests, public meetings, campaigns, through TV channels, and even approaching the Supreme Court. In some cases, they were unsuccessful. They were successful in bringing out changes in these two laws. 2. Thus, the people play an active and important role in making the Parliament function properly and successful. Terms to learn. Bicameral, 2 house legislative system, Lok Sabha, lower house direct elections, Rajya Sabha, upper house indirect elections, adult suffrage, voting rights for adults, constituency, area represented by an MP, coalition government, multiple parties governing together, speaker presides over Lok Sabha sessions, deputy speaker assists and substitutes the speaker, money bill, financial legislation, Lok Sabha priority, no confidence motion, test of government's majority support, ordinary bill, no non-financial legislation, any MP can introduce, 0R, time for urgent public discussion, question R, MPs question government actions, constitution amendment, changes to the constitution text. अब आते हैं लेट्स रिकैपिटुलेट पर. इंडिया transitions from monarchy and British rule to a democratic republic with elected representatives. The constitution established a bicameral parliament comprising the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha or House of the People is elected directly by the citizens. Members of the Lok Sabha are elected based on the universal suffrage for all over 18. The Rajya Sabha or Council of States represents states and is elected indirectly. Parliamentary elections are held every 5 years unless extended during a national emergency. The Speaker of the Lok Sabha presides over sessions, maintaining order and impartiality. Ordinary bills can originate in either house except money bills, which starts in the Lok Sabha. Money bills concerning financial matters must be passed by the Lok Sabha within 14 days. Parliamentary control over the executive includes mechanisms like question hour and no confidence motion. Constitutional amendments require a special majority and, in some cases, state ratification. Citizens can influence legislation through public discourse, protests and judicial intervention. बच्चों अब आ जाते हैं असेसमेंट जंक्शन पर. Take the correct option. The Rajya Sabha members are elected by option A, option B, option C, option D. आगे की प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. State whether the given sentences are true or false. Lok Sabha is composed of representatives of people chosen by direct election on the basis of the adult suffrage. True, false. आगे की प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. Fill in the blanks. बच्चों यहाँ पर कुछ fill in the blanks दिए गए हैं, चैप्टर की मदद से इन्हें खुद से कीजिएगा. Differentiate between the following. बच्चों आपको differentiate करना है इनके बीच में. Answer the following questions in 20 to 30 words. बच्चों इन questions के आंसर आपको 20 to 30 words में देने हैं. Answer the following questions in 50 to 60 words. बच्चों इन questions के आंसर आपको 50 to 60 words में देने हैं. Answer the following questions in detail. बच्चों इन क्वेश्चंस के आंसर्स को आपको डिटेलिंग में देना है, चैप्टर की मदद से इन्हें कीजिएगा प्रैक्टिस. पॉइंट टू पॉन्डर. बच्चों इसे ध्यानपूर्वक पढ़िए और इसके बाद में इसकी प्रैक्टिस आप खुद से कीजिएगा. बच्चों आई होप आज की क्लास में हमने जो भी पढ़ा आपको अच्छे से समझ में आ गया होगा. अब आप इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से करते रहिएगा.